What's up? Back in the building.
What it do? Happy New Year.
You know what? Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, man.
I'll shake your hand on this one. Happy New Year to you, man. It's 2017. Coplaymedia is back in the building.
Back.
How you doing, D? What are some resolutions that you got?
My resolution is to get buff again.
Yeah.
And to cover all the games and all the conventions that I can, man. As many as possible.
Man, I got one resolution, man.
What's that?
I need to make some money, man.
Woo!
I mean, I got to, man. This year, I got to like double what I made last year. Some way, shape, or form, I'm gonna do it, man.
You gonna do it?
We got to do something.
I
I need you to help me do that. You know what I mean? You create the plan, I'll be there.
I'm gonna show up and make sure the plan goes through without a hitch. Let's do it, man. Let's get money.
So obviously, we're gonna be covering a lot of different things on today's show.
Yep.
Hey, big news from Coplaymedia. Tell them about the website.
We got a website.
We actually got a website.
Yeah. Well,
and I put it in quotes and say sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, we got our coming soon page coming up. You know, you can put in your email address. You still have links to our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter. You got access to everything. We still just working on the final details.
A couple of things that you're going to do on there as soon as we get it up and running is we're going to have exclusive interviews.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have exclusive interviews. We're going to go out to different stores within the area. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing going out to conventions, interviewing some of the cosplayers. We're going to be pretty much everywhere. We're going to be posting stuff as much as we can, and it's a way to stay connected with us. Yeah. We're also going to be streaming gameplay, right? We're
going to be streaming gameplay, you know, so while we're doing our Thug Thizzle at the house, you know, slaying demons
Thug Thizzle?
Our Thug Thizzle. Is that too old, Thug Thizzle?
I don't know. Do people still say that?
I don't think people ever really started.
Thug Thizzle?
Just doing my Thug Thizzle.
Yeah, different games, fighting games, action games, RPGs. We're going to try to stream as much as possible to share with you guys. We're also going to be able to interact with us, chat with us, talk with us, send us emails.
I think that's going to be the best part of the website is that people can really connect with us, tell us what you want, tell us how you like it. You know, we can give it to you that way.
And obviously we're going to have our game and anime reviews on there. And you can pretty much just stay connected with the show. Obviously, we'll be having the shows on there as well. Mm-hmm. You can always find it at ripradionetwork.com as well.
Yep. And again, our website is www.coplaymedia.com.
Say that one more time.
www.coplaymedia.com.
Check it out. Is that like, you know, like your KRS cars for kids type thing? Before we jump right into the meat of the show, I do want to tell you about something, D.
What's up?
Have you heard? Well, first off, you know, Mexican food, Chinese food,
good stuff,
even American food.
Yeah,
all of them encompass like one type of food, and that's rice, correct?
Usually.
Yeah, usually. I mean, rice pretty much goes with everything, right?
You can just eat a bowl of rice.
You can just eat a bowl of rice by itself.
Yeah.
Yes. So what if I told you that there's rumors of plastic rice being distributed in the United States?
But my first question would be why?
Plastic rice.
Why?
So apparently, plastic rice is being shipped over from China, obviously illegally, and it's the reason why they're doing that is to cut costs. They're trying to cut corners.
So are they like mixing the plastic rice with the real rice?
So here's the recipe that I read online. Apparently, it's potato and sweet potato, and of course, the number one ingredient, plastic.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting. You know, it makes you really think twice when you're going out to certain places and ordering stuff.
I hope that I could notice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they do have some signs, but they cover it up very well. Like if you just look at it, it looks like a regular grain of rice.
Oh,
you know, but you know what they do is they spray a fragrance over it to mimic the smell of rice as well. like just
Well,
dastardly.
Does it soften up? You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't. That's the thing.
So you're
It
just
takes-
eating hard plastic?
Well, the one way you can notice if you're eating the fake rice or cooking it is that it stays hard for a long time, so it won't cook as fast as regular rice does.
But doesn't brown rice cook slowly too?
Dude, I don't know if it's brown, just white rice. Dude, I'm scared of all rice right now.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat plastic, man. That's
I know.
terrible.
I know. They say if you eat 3 bowls of this, that's the equivalent of eating a plastic bag.
That's terrible.
Yes,
And just
it's
think
true.
about all the physical ramifications that could have on you,
Right.
man.
Well, check it out. They intercepted 102 bags of fake rice in Nigeria.
Oh,
But catch this. 221 bags of rice were shipped there.
so they mix some real rice with the fake rice?
That's how they fake you out, too.
Oh, I mean, that's got to be like the worst way to cut corners, man.
Yeah.
Cutting corners with the rice. Like, does that mean the next time a rice gets sold, you got to go into each bag of rice and somehow
Right.
verify that it's real?
I mean, it makes you think twice about everything, man. I
Like,
mean,
that's like
it's,
a common staple in
it's-
the world.
I'm telling you, man, that's something that you're gonna have to be on the lookout for. See, you see, Coplaymedia cares.
We care
about the audience. So
About your health.
next time you go somewhere and you're ordering your your General Tso's chicken with some white rice, or you're going to get
That beef and broccoli?
Yeah, the beef and broccoli, or
Oh, man, some fried rice?
yeah, some fried rice or something like
Shit,
that,
man.
or even like some Mexican food. You never know where the rice is coming from. Make sure you just think twice about it and just make sure it's not too hard, or else you may have to question it a little bit.
That's scary. That's scary stuff, man. So, recently we had the Madden tournament. It was a great turnout. It was a great show out. We had a good amount of people there. KLG Gamer Lounge. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to KLG.
You guys had a great lounge there. Had the booze flowing, had the food going.
Yeah, and they have pretty much everything. Don't they have their own VR room?
Got the VR room. They got the computers. They got the big screen televisions. It was a great tournament.
Right.
Next show we're gonna have more footage on it and be able to expound on it. But
The great thing I like about the lounge is that, the lost art. We always talk about this. The lost art of the arcade realm,
Yeah.
And, you miss that, online gameplay is fun. Don't get me wrong.
It's all right.
It's good,
Yeah.
Especially if you have your headphones, you're interacting and you're talking smack to people. I mean,
yeah.
eventually it's tough because it's not. I feel it's like it's more personal when you're in an arcade. When you're standing next to somebody,
I want to look in your eyes and talk shit. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I want to be like, you suck. I want to be
Exactly.
like that. That's what I think the real heart of the arcade is.
Right, and even when you're having other people watch,
Mm-hmm.
people putting their quarters up. I mean, I think the KLG Lounge kind of brings that to you a little
Yeah.
bit.
It gives us that next level of I got next. You suck. Giving you that experience.
Even more than that is also the co-op play.
Oh.
Co-play. Like, who remembers House of the Dead?
Love it.
Time Crisis.
Great.
I mean, even Jurassic Park back then.
I remember that Jurassic Park where the two. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The rail joint.
You miss those, in-person, communication. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I think that's what they bring, and I think it's a great thing.
I think it's great. Not to mention liquor, food. A place where people can get together. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can't wait to get more footage to you guys. With that being said, Reg, you got some news about some sports, man? Got some sports news for us, Reg?
we're just gonna talk. It's not gonna be brand new news, but it's gonna be the John Madden. Everyone knows who it is. If you're into sports gaming at all, it's all about Madden, right?
Always.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the most influential people in video games.
Yeah, one of the most known men in sports.
The ex-head coach of the Oakland Raiders. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's a legendary in the booth commentating on games.
Yeah.
He's just pretty much, changed the way we looked at sports and video games altogether. And, all his games have sold well over 100 million copies.
Yeah.
We get
I mean, he's been doing Madden since, 96?
Right. Well, shoot. Earlier than that.
Yeah, since the first Madden came out, 94?
Exactly.
95?
So I was looking at a funny aspect about those Madden games, right? And, every year they update the player ratings.
Of course.
Now since time has passed, now they update it pretty much every week based on player performance and everything. But I wanted let's equate that to real life for a second. So let's just say you're working at your job,
Yeah.
and people gave you player ratings on your job and updated it every week. So it's like, say you're just in construction, and it's like, hold up, you can't even lift that box up. I'm gonna rate you about a 3.
I'm gonna take you down a notch.
Exactly.
So that sucks. So you have a bad week. You're gonna suck on that.
Yes. They're like, you know what? He wasn't running that fast on that touchdown run. We're gonna knock him down about 3 points.
But what happens if you don't play? Nothing happens?
Oh, you may stay even, or they may drop you just because you're not playing. Like, you know, we haven't seen this guy play since like what, 2-3 weeks ago? Let's drop him.
Like, he's not getting
Especially depending on the injury.
Heck
you
yeah.
know? And then speaking of injuries, the biggest thing about Madden and the biggest, just thing about it is the Madden curse. Okay?
Now
Have you heard about the Madden curse?
Explain the Madden curse for those of us who don't know.
It used to be Madden on the cover of all the games. Mm-hmm. And eventually, after a while, they started putting premier players on the front of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is if you play well, you know, you have a great season, you win the Super Bowl, you throw for 5,000 yards, you run for whatever, you get to be on the cover of Madden. Obviously, it comes with perks, comes with exposure, endorsements, comes with money. It's actually just a great honor. It almost became an award.
Yeah, it's almost like an MVP.
Yeah, pretty much, it's like the MVP award. But the problem is lately is that you have a lot of people that have a great year, then the next year they're hurt or something happens to them, and it kept happening so consistently that they dubbed it the Madden curse.
That's crazy.
So here's some examples. You have in 1999 the great running back Garrison Hurst, right? Mm-hmm. San Francisco 49ers running back. He broke franchise records his first year out. He was well known. He one of the top league rushers in the league, and he got on the cover of Madden. One of the first people to do it. Next season, he breaks his ankle in a game, and that's not even it.
It gets worse?
It gets worse. Due to complications from the surgery, it caused a bone in his foot to die.
Oh, so we got that. Wait.
First off, yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm truly not a doctor, but I didn't know bones could die.
Yo, how you have that discussion with somebody? I did the best that we can, but your big toe, it's gone.
Like, what do you mean it's gone? Like
your big toe knuckle. Okay. I couldn't save it.
Yeah, it died in the process of the surgery. Make you want to kill that doctor.
I'd be like, man, you suck. I'm suing you, bro. Right?
The guy ends up missing the next 2 seasons.
Dang.
Yes. I just picked out a couple of people. 2002, Dante Culpepper, a Pro Bowl passer. Him and Randy Moss and Chris Carter, they broke records for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. He passed for over 4,000 yards. They had Minnesota going to the playoffs and everything. They were like the hottest team. Next thing you know, he gets injured, hurt his knee, and missed the rest of the next season.
So you're saying that this curse pretty much destroys whoever is on there the next season. I
mean, it's scary. I mean, Michael Vick. Everyone knows Michael Vick.
Everyone knows Michael Vick.
And I'm not even talking about the whole scandal with the dogs.
You're not even talking about the dogs.
Yeah. He was untouchable, right?
He was a beast.
Yes. Fractured his fibula in preseason the next season after being on the cover. You know what I mean? Even Brett Favre. Come on now. Brett Favre, Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? He was on the cover. The next season, he gets caught showing his willy to one of the cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that took him down quite a few pegs.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't matter how it happens, but, I asked this to, I bring all this up. Like, do you believe in curses?
Well, in a way, I believe that it's a curse because, in a way, you're technically not overtly, like, it's not officially saying that you're the best in the league right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it definitely brings a lot of attention to you. And I know if you were on the Madden 2017 cover and we're on the field, man, I'd be shooting for you. I'd be shooting straight for that knee, man. I'd be like, yo, I'm about to grab that ankle and twist. Like,
well, let's just put yourself in that scenario. If you have a great season, you're an NFL player, would you accept being on the cover? Because there's been people that decline to be on the cover just because of that curse.
Yeah, it would just be that. I guess it's the unwanted attention, or there's going to be like some guy who's just hating,
right?
In the dark room, just hating on you, like, oh, he made it.
But even some of these are like freak accidents too. Like some of them are non-contact, some of them are just. But I mean, hey, what they can be like, hey, we're going to pay you $300,000. You're going to get all these endorsement deals. You're going to be the star of the league. You're going to be on Madden. You're going to be like, nah? You're just going to be like, nah?
Depends on how much money I'm making at the time. Because $300,000 now, I do whatever you want. But $300,000, I'm making $12 million. I'll go with general principle all of a sudden. General principle. Yeah, $300,000. Let's $3 million. I ain't moving. Like, it's one of those things where I wouldn't want it to happen to me, You know,
obviously.
But if you got it, if you were like,
so if I'm in that scenario,
I'd be like, dude, you gotta take it, man. I'd be
of course.
Yeah, I'd be like,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll
like,
be fine.
Like, bruh, you be straight.
Then something happens, you're like, well, I told you.
Like, man, you shouldn't have done that, man. That was a bad idea, bruh. That was bad, man.
What else we got going on, D?
The next thing we got coming up is, was 2016 disappointing to you?
Ups and downs. We're talking about the disappointments, right?
We're talking about the disappointments of 2016. Now, we could go into general stuff.
Yeah. And,
we can go into gaming and anime stuff.
Mm-hmm. I do have something to say with this, and it is me eating my own words. We had the whole battle about Pokemon Go, and I am wearing a Gengar hat right now. But
fresh, yeah.
It's a disappointment after the year has passed. I think it is a disappointment. I think it has fallen off. That's my biggest disappointment, is that it started off so hot, so red hot, and it just feels like it's just not there. The gameplay just kind of stalled out, and it was just not as fun anymore. What do you think?
Pokemon Go, as far as my interest with it was a fad. It was a passing fancy, and I played it. I used to play it all the time. And
Who didn't?
And then one day I just didn't, and then I just never did. And I haven't played it in months, and I'm not looking to play it in months.
Is it still on your phone?
Nah, I deleted it.
Wow.
Like, I remember I got my first gym. And I was like straight, and I just never played it ever again. I mean,
why do you think it fell off like that though?
I mean,
no doubt some people still play the game. Obviously, it still has some type of following, but I think like that initial rush and everybody was into it.
Well, I mean, it's the initial rush is the same reason why people are playing it now, and it's because of the nostalgia factor.
Yeah,
because it's something that kids grew up. They all got that Pokemon song stuck in their head. They get bored, they get some free time, they pull out their phone.
But even young kids were into it that probably don't even remember when Pokemon first was risen.
Kids like little monsters. They're little anime monsters.
Yeah,
like,
they look at it like a cute game.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get monsters. Like, okay, like I'll roll with it. 350. I don't even know how many Pokemon is out right now.
Do you think they can make a comeback?
I think, in my opinion, the best way to make a comeback with Pokemon Go is to be able to fight.
Yeah.
Regular people. Not a gym, not this whole gym situation. I want to walk down the street, pull out my phone, and fight somebody like a Pokemon match, and have one-on-one matches instead of this whole take over a gym and
that's the way you have to connect. And
I mean, have you played Pokemon? You played.
I stopped
Pokemon,
playing it.
Blue,
I played in the gym. I never won in a gym.
You never won in a gym?
I was the type to collect all the candy dust and all that, and I just never used it. Hopefully, I was going to find a Pokemon that I was going to use it all on, but it was just like I just lost interest.
You just lost interest. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where the thing that I feel as if what failed with Pokemon Go is that they didn't bring over the solid gameplay.
Right.
They didn't bring over the fact that you could be fighting multiple people, the trading Pokemon. They didn't bring in all the factors that made the game.
And that's
good.
what made it so special. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to pull out our phones, trade, fight,
whatever.
Just do whatever. What was your biggest disappointment of 2016?
My biggest disappointment of 2016?
Be honest now.
I mean, there was just so many things happened, so many people died, so many things went wrong. Yeah. But as far as gaming, for me...
Or anime.
For anime?
Yeah, either or.
This is a tough question, man. Because there's so many terrible things that happened.
What is it? It was 2016 like the worst year of your life or something?
I think the year of 2016 was bad for everybody, man. Like, nobody... I want to see the person who came out on top of 2016 besides Trump. I want to see somebody being like, yo, I had a great year 2016. Like, everything went great for me. I'd say if there's ever a disappointment, I would say that Kingdom Hearts isn't out yet. With Final Fantasy 15 being out and, half of all my game cravings being, satiated, and we'll go into Final Fantasy 15 a little bit later, but I would just say that, no Kingdom Hearts has been almost, 7 years? It's been a minute. Yeah. And they keep hitting me with this 1.5, 2.6, 3.8. Like, I want 3.
And they've teased it a couple times, right?
They stay teasing.
I think it's gotten to the point where it's like, it's past now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm past it almost. You know what I mean?
Like I'm through with it. You know, how am I supposed to stick with a franchise that came out 10 years ago that hasn't done nothing in 7 years?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I get, you know, like you said, the remix, the 1.5. I get that if you just want to, you know,
pad the story.
Yeah, you know, just hold on for a second. We're coming out with it, but eventually you're gonna have to like really just give us something to look at. You know what I mean? And,
give us something.
Yeah, and once all that time goes by, the hype just wanes. You know what I mean? And it's a game that carried over the hype for a long time. Like even now today, people are still, oh, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? And building that anticipation. But I think that's kind of getting lowered now a little bit.
Yes.
You know, so. You know, so Kingdom Hearts was your disappointment?
Kingdom Hearts was kind of a disappointment. Like, not the only one, but definitely one related to gaming that I would bring up and just be like, you know, I wish.
Any anime shows that you wanted to come out that, you know?
I mean, I'm actually very happy about Attack on Titan Season 2 coming out. I'm excited about the Berserk series. Well, Berserk series was kind of a disappointment. If there was ever, like, an anime that came out, I would say, like, Berserk would probably be the biggest disappointment. Only because it's such a classically well-known anime. You know, as far as the manga and everything about the anime Berserk, you know, them really making a comeback, then doing a movie, and then having a tiny series come out is really great for it. You know, it being such a solid show on paper, but I feel as if the cinematic graphics really took away from it. You know, the storyline, which somehow derailed from the manga, which is no longer as good.
Were you disappointed by that?
I was disappointed by it. Like, it was a disappointing show for me. You know, there's a lot of new shows that are coming out there, like My Academia, Drifter is very promising. But as far as ones that have come out, Mob 100, very promising. But that was the one that was kind of a letdown for me.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got a couple disappointments in there, but, you know, you still have things to look forward to in 2017.
Yeah, I got 2017 to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, let's go into comfort gaming, D.
Comfort gaming.
So, this kind of is a nostalgic point with me. And it's like, you know, when you wake up on Saturday morning, whether it's after school, after work, you know, the next day, you don't have no work to do, you ain't got no class, you ain't got nothing else to do.
Everybody did the same thing. Got that blanket, man, went downstairs, man, wrapped up, got in front of that television, man, might have had that bowl of cereal,
exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep, bowl of cereal, just warmed up something from before, you know what I mean?
Ready.
Get your little water, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're ready to go, you know, and make sure if you had, you know, somebody else in the house, wake them up, like, hey, come on, it's time to play.
Time to get on that game.
You know, so what are some of your favorite comfort games?
Favorite comfort games? Geez, I would say one of the greatest comfort games that I've ever had is Street Fighter.
That's the same thing I was going to say. It's Street Fighter.
You have a hard day, man. Your boss gives you some guts. You pretend that he's sagging. You beat the crap out of him. You know.
Yeah, you know, especially if you know, because you know the final bosses used to be pretty hard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes you just like, you know, let me pause it for a second. I'm gonna come back to it in the morning.
Think about
this. I have to think about it. I have to strategize. Like, what's the best way? Or if you have somebody else in the house or a friend, you'd be like, you know what? I gotta get past this certain move that he does, or
I can't find the seed ship.
Oh God,
can't find the seed ship, man.
But that seed ship was more than a weekend. That was
man.
like,
dog. For anybody who doesn't know, we're talking about Final Fantasy VIII. That shit was hard, man.
It's like a week or two that you couldn't find the seed ship. I just like, you can just come by and help him out with that.
Like, man, I don't know what to do, man. Just keeps moving, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I love comfort gaming. You know what I mean? It kind of just pulls the stress away from you.
Oh yeah, there's nothing better. I like a good role playing game. Another one for me that's been really good is Skyrim. If anybody's ever heard of Skyrim, it's a great role playing game. You know, where pretty much, you know, you start off as a nobody. You're actually about to head off to be killed because they thought that you were a thief or you weren't supposed to be where you were or whatever. So they're getting ready to cut your head off, and all of a sudden a dragon attacks and you escape, and turns out that you can kill dragons and all this stuff is going on. And then it just turns into a completely open-ended story where a bunch of different things, and you could go out and turn into a werewolf. You can go out and turn into a vampire.
What do you mean you could go out and turn into a werewolf?
Well, there's just so much story.
Is this like gosh, what's that game for Genesis? You know, it's Altered Beast?
Altered Beast? I wish it was Altered Beast, man. I used to play the fuck out that game, man. That game went hard, bro.
What, Power Up.
Power Up. Woo! I mean, it's Skyrim is a good game. It's kind of like Fallout. If you ever played Fallout, it's like a medieval Fallout. You know,
really? Okay.
Where instead of there being an increase of technology, there's magic and dragons, and it's pretty much like RPG world, and it's all real time.
Okay.
So you press the button to pull out your shield, you go find your shield, you pull it out, you pull out your sword, and you go. And it's a very immersive game where you can just go and see stuff and get lost. Just get lost in reality for a bit.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, you bring up a good point. Getting lost in the fantasy world, or getting lost in playing the fighting game or whatever it is. It's kind of like it's almost just like a release. And they actually give tips on this article that we read. One of the things they say is shower first.
Please. Support for everybody.
Yes. Snack up. Even though they say, even like when you wake up, that feeling of if you're in your pajamas or whatever, and you just go downstairs to play the game or go somewhere to play the game, you do really want to just get it started. What I used to do is at least turn on the game, make sure I got it started and everything, and right before it got to where I wanted to be, then I would go and then take a shower. Because when I come right back out, I know everything's ready. All I got to do is press the start button.
And I could just go.
And I could just dive in instead of trying to turn on the game, wait for the title screen. Then the title screen, you can't skip over it. You know what I mean?
You got to wait. Oh, don't let it be loading, man. You got to wait for it to load.
Right,
that loading be killing me, man.
Exactly. The next thing they say is snack up. Make sure you like you said before, a bowl of cereal.
What else you got? I usually go with the bowl of cereal or oatmeal or.
Usually I'm warming up something from the previous day.
Yeah. Got some leftover pizza.
Got some leftovers,
you know what
I mean?
Leftovers.
Get some good old junk food in there, some chips, something like that.
You know what I hate about comfort gaming? And this is some lazy shit right here.
What?
I hate that my arms be falling asleep because I just be in the same place for so long. I just be like sitting there. And when you play in a game, you into it, you have like a stupid pose.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be like sitting back like this and just looking retarded, but I'm like still playing. And my arms will fall asleep. It's the worst. Worst feeling.
Especially like, when you're getting that comfortable position.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't know whether it's like, okay, it's a TV, am I supposed to be on the bed, am I on the couch?
Everything perfectly, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Whole rest of me is fine except right here, I can't feel nothing,
Right. Especially if you're like really into a game, it's like, dang, I haven't moved my arm for like the past 4 hours.
I gotta do something about this. I can't control it gets bad, you can't control the controller anymore.
Right.
All right.
That's the worst, especially like if you're practicing in a fighting game.
Oh man.
And it's like, wait a minute, I've been pulling off this move this whole time, and now it's like my thumb is getting stiff.
You know what everybody does? I've noticed that all gamers, whenever they try and get serious, they always got to do that lean forward. You know what I'm saying? They always got to do that.
No.
They always be like, oh, hold the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Hold up. Let me get serious right here.
Oh, yeah, especially like if you're online and you're about to really get into something.
Oh, man.
Oh, you got to do the sit-up.
Oh, man. Just let me sit up on this
hold up.
right
I know damn well.
This dude's serious, man.
Then you always have the slouch back loss. Like, you got lucky as I don't know what.
You know what I'm saying? But as far... Okay. Oh, yeah. So we're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick breako, uno momento, Coplaymedia, and we'll be right back.
Be right back. What's going on? Back in the building. Back in the building.
Back.
Yes. Let's keep things rolling. So
what we got next, man?
Well, so obviously Final Fantasy 15 came
out.
And I know we haven't had a chance to talk about it, So let's digress. So how far have you gotten in the game? Because I'm going to give you my first impressions, me just getting the game.
I'm on chapter 6 or 7, and let me just say a couple of things, okay? One, no one has waited or has been, waiting patiently. Like, I remember being on Chip Chat show talking about Final Fantasy 15, how vicious it's going to be.
I mean, everybody was. Everybody was very hyped for it. We were looking forward to it. It had so many different trailers and previews.
They kept pushing it back. It was supposed to come out like
pushed back, and almost thought it was going to be the next Kingdom Hearts thing.
It really did.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a lot that was good about it. I mean, I'll admit, the graphics were beautiful.
Oh, and that was expected, though.
And I tell you what, man, that intro, Stand By Me, where the game starts, it is like...
What do you think about that song?
I think that song, you know what, as far as a remix, that whole Stand By Me, it's a good remix.
It threw me off at first.
It's not what I expected.
Especially in the commercial where they had it. I'm just like, is this like a mistake or something? Like, there's something wrong with my TV. They're playing Stand By Me for Final Fantasy 15?
It captures what the game is, and apparently it's not a game about a deep story or a game about a bunch of interesting stuff going on. It's a game about I guess, character development and interaction.
That's the other thing about it, and obviously I haven't gotten through the game as much as I want to, but
doesn't get better.
Don't ruin it for
not
me.
By much, man.
One aspect I was scared about is, playing Final Fantasies from the past. It's like I like the story to develop where you acquire characters that join your team. And I know they're starting off with the four or five guys. Forgot what it was.
Four guys. It's Noctis, Pronto,
Noctis is his name.
Gladios, and Noctis, Pronto, Gladios, and Ignis.
Yeah. So it's like, are these going to be the four throughout the game, and I'm not going to acquire anyone else, or
more or less?
Yeah.
Like,
talk about how far you've gotten.
Well, as far as what I like, as far as I've gotten, most of the game so far in most of the first half of the game was pretty open world. It was an open world environment, beautiful graphics, great driving simulation thing going on.
Oh yeah, I did like the car though. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little aspect of it.
You know what? Like, it's a great thing to kind of, like, if you want to have a drink or whatever in the middle of playing that game, it's a perfect game that you can lay back and just really relax to.
Yeah.
You relax to it. And you take 5 minutes, you drive to a different area in the map, and you go out, you do your missions. It's cool.
Yeah, and I saw, like, going through the game, you can really spend a lot of time in the side quests if you want to.
Oh, side quests?
Yeah.
You could spend dozens of hours on
and
the
it's not like BS side quests either. Like, they actually have a story. It kind of helps develop, you learn more about the characters, more interactions. They have their own cutscenes. Like, it's actually meat within the side quests.
And the reason why we see it as meat is because it offers more development for the characters.
Correct.
Which is the main driving factor of this whole game. Like, and if Trina was here, I feel as if she'd be making a whole lot of boy band references.
Oh, of course.
Because that's kind of what these guys are. There's like the
Backstreet Boys of Final Fantasy.
I'm the serious one. I'm the lighthearted one. Yeah. I'm emo. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I'm smart. Like
the smart one. Yeah, they're all kind of characterized.
They're all kind of typecasted. Of course, it develops as the story goes on, but the game mostly becomes even as they fight, the interactions between the two, like of pulling each other up.
Oh, like, yeah, that is cool.
You get knocked down, like your homeboy will pick you up, like, man, get up, we need to do this thing.
Yeah, and then they can get risen up. Yep.
They can get risen up. They're doing moves. Your moves are coinciding together. You guys, like, somebody will throw you up and you'll land on. They'll come by, like, swing by. Like, they have a good system where the whole development of the characters are really intertwined with the actual gameplay.
What do you think about, like, they kind of have an open world with it, but at the same time with the car, you can still make it kind of linear through the game. It's almost like a choice of yours.
So I liked it, but as I'm starting to play the game, it just changes into a different game. Like, at some point, all the shit stops. All the shit that you got used to, all the shit is like this open world, you're driving around, it's all honky-dory.
Yeah, because that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, yo. That stuff stops suddenly, and then all of a sudden you're just not anymore. Everything becomes a lot real linear. It's almost like the director of the game was just swapped out mid creation of the game. It's just like, what, Kasumito Musumaki, you're not gonna do this anymore. I'm gonna take over, and it's gonna be even better. Like,
did it get better?
Nah.
No. Was it more when you say linear? Was it more like straight to the point now?
It was like linear, like go here. Go here, watch the cutscene. Watch the cutscene, fight the battle. Fight the battle, cutscene after the battle, and walk your ass back over here.
And when you play Final Fantasies, you always try to like search nooks and crannies, looking for like, is there something I can pick up here? Is there a secret behind this barrel? Something like that.
Well, of course, in this game, it's like instead of treasure chests and all that kind of thing, they just kind of have like a little ball of light.
It's just like a little sparkle that you're supposed to see. You're
supposed to just notice the sparkle, and I guess that's what's up.
Yeah.
My problems with the game, like, what would you say your problems are? With
the battle system a little bit. Now that's just me griping. I mean, I'm more of a traditionalist with Final Fantasy and RPGs in general. I like the turn base. I like the strategy of that standpoint. It was a little bit more Kingdom Heartish, and which can be good. I mean,
it can be great,
and it is what it is right now. I mean, that's the most popular style of game is that action RPG style,
action RPG moving around,
and it still has its aspects of RPG, and still the Final Fantasy is still
and
mixed
you can still
there.
stop. They have this whole stop menu thing where you can stop and do stuff.
I like to be able to control all the characters, though. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
The most way Final Fantasy is like Kingdom Hearts is like you got your side homeboys, games, and all you can do is like ask for a super move.
Yeah, like I want you to do this, or I want you to do that.
Yeah.
Like I like for me to have control over everything, and
Like,
I mean, in a way you
now.
can. In a way you can.
In a way you can, sort of, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's my biggest gripe with the game is the battle system. What do you think compared to like the previous Final Fantasies? Where does it rank?
Like, of all the Final Fantasies?
Yeah. I mean, I know you haven't gotten through it yet. I know, there's a lot, but...
I mean, it's tough to say because, first of all Final Fantasies are kind of slightly different. Mm-hmm. Would I say that 13 is better? Yeah, I would. Would I say that 10 is better? Nah, I wouldn't.
You think this is better than 10?
I think
10 ranks high up there.
I think this is better than 10. You don't think it's better than 10?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Really like Titus.
I like Titus. I think he's a good character, man.
You like that guy for real, man. What's up with Titus?
Dude, man.
He's a
became
dream.
Sin.
He's a dream.
He became Sin.
He's not a real person.
Come on now, man.
I mean, like, where would you say that it ranks as far as Final Fantasy compared to all the other games?
Just off of first impressions alone, I have to add in the anticipation and all that.
Anticipation.
I mean, obviously 7 and 8 are top 2 easily. I still put 10 up there, maybe third, and maybe 15. Well,
I think 9 was better than 8.
Yeah, 6 is up there as well. But I'd
6 is up there. Yeah, Brandon tried to stay with me on there. Yeah.
Top 8.
Top 8. Yeah.
I'm just talking about all the Final Fantasies.
All the Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's better than the online joints. It's better than
those.
Yeah.
Well, teachers on this, everyone has an acquired taste with that. That's never been my thing, man.
That's an opinion of I don't play that. I don't play that shit.
Yeah. Also known as I don't play that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's one of those things where like Final Fantasy. Specific taste. If you like Kingdom Hearts, then you'll like this game, I guess.
Is it a go play, no play on it?
Go play it.
Go play. I still say go play too.
The music and the graphics alone, that should be enough for you.
It's a Final Fantasy, and it's not online. That means it's worth playing.
Play it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know how to summon, but when that shit happens, bro,
it better be the most ultimate thing ever.
It is. It is. I just don't know how it's done. You got to meet like specific, qualifications, and I don't really know what it is. But when it happens, man.
So we talked about the website earlier, right? And obviously we're going to be posting many different videos there and exclusive interviews and everything. Coplaymedia.com.
Yeah.
We have video we want to show, right?
We got one video right now. Which one is this going to be? Is this going to be the Final Fantasy 6?
Yeah. Well, hey, why not? Fresh off of Final Fantasy. Why not?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's go into 6.
Yep.
The look of the classics.
Yeah. Dexter, Doug, and Eddie Bueno.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to those guys for helping with the video, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
RPGs seem to follow a formula, right? You start and the game picks up, your heroes grow stronger, and before you know it, what used to be a restricted little world becomes an open playground where you don't fear shit. But maybe this predictable formula can be exploited to build up a great moment in game history. It's Final Fantasy, my first one. You got the peoples, you've seen them grow, you got an airship. Hell, you've even seen a certified badass die or two. It almost seems like it's time to bring the story to a close, right? Well, wrong, motherfucker. What used to be a restricted little world. After fighting the evil empire, they try to make nice of you. They wine and dine you. They even give you some great items and weapons. But of course, Emperor Gestahl and his asshole buddy Kefka were leading you into a trap. Your team takes this guy to this weird fucking dungeon. It reeks of the final level. I mean, the crawl isn't even an easy one. I guarantee you're gonna die a bunch. After a big boss, you're greeted not with a cutscene, but the end of your whole fucking world. You see, good old Mr. Kefka, he used these satanic-looking statues to zap the shit out of the Emperor, and he chucks them off the cliff. Now these statues here, they damn near control the physics of the whole fucking world, and Kefka does the unthinkable. There's a lot of rumbles, you're wondering what's gonna come next, and all of a sudden, a ninja character comes out, and he seals Kefka between the crotches of 2 of the god statues. Running back to my airship, beautiful, beautiful airship, complete with gambling, fine-ass booze, and I'm assuming hookers. I knew this escape would be messy. Seriously, guys. I knew this escape would be messy. But... So how much did this ninja help out? Well, not much. The continents are torn in half along with your airship, and you watch in a glazed-over horror as the land you leveled up on is ripped to shreds before your very own eyes, SNES style. You're fucking right, it changed forever. On my first playthrough, I truly thought all was fucked right here. And that Final Fantasy really lived up to its hype as being an unforgettable game. I mean, RPGs really, this was my second one. Props to Dragon Warrior 4, the original.
Man, come on. What happens next?
You wake up 1 year later on what I describe as Suicide Island, right? And your grandpa Sid tells you that you've been in a coma. He also tells you that you two might be the only two left alive. Bleak and deserted, you're left with the arduous task of repopulating the broken earth with only your second grandpa. But unfortunately for everyone involved, he can't get it up, so you have to nurse him back to health. He's sick, he's bedridden, he's moping around, and day by day, moment after moment, you have to go outside and catch some fish to feed him so he can get his strength back up. More than likely killing him with a stale fish, which is just such a tragically hilarious way to be kicked while you're down. With tears in her eyes, Celis walks up to the mountain. Your only remaining character then throws herself off a cliff, snaps a selfie, sheds a tear, and falls to her death as the credits roll. Because, goddamn, man, that was a great fucking memory.
Yo, that's some powerful stuff right there.
That's some great
man.
stuff.
You know, that's a very emotional ending to the game.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dexter, Doug, and Eddie Bueno for that video.
Yeah, you guys got skills, man.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think about Final Fantasy VI? I mean, we were just talking about where it ranks or where 15 ranks. I mean, if you think about the Final Fantasy 15 of today and think about back then, that game was, a top game when it came out. How did the two compare? Even comparing it to 7 or 8 or anything.
I mean, are they even comparable? I mean, it's so hard because people like to emphasize graphics and gameplay, and it's changed so much over the amount of time. It's hard for me to really compare them because could you really say that Final Fantasy 15 is really an RPG?
Right. It kind of feels like more
plays like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, action RPG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even the storyline of it, I feel like the stories were more quality a little bit back in the day. Right?
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Because there was less graphics, they had to emphasize, more.
But expectations always rise every year. Every time it comes out, expectation rises. So they got to make something. They always have to push the envelope with the story. They have to push the envelope with the gameplay. So,
Speaking of pushing the envelope.
What's going on? What we got?
Oh, man, dude. Do you want to save some money?
Who doesn't?
Do you want to save some time?
Shh, come on now.
Of course you do, man. You need to go to FBSSupply.com for all your office supply needs. From pens and papers and chairs and coffee and snacks, FBS Supply is your new one-stop office supply retailer. Listeners of this show will get 10% off of your purchase over $100 or 15% off $200 for simply using the promo code CoPlay. So remember, go to FBSSupply.com, use the promo CoPlay, all caps, and save today. FBS Supply, expand your office.
FPSSupply.com.
Yes.
And use CoPlay, all caps.
All caps.
COPLAY.
Yep.
That's right. So wait a minute. So I can go on there and I can order pens. You said cabinets. You said
pens, Keurigs. You want to get a notepad.
Yep.
You want to get like a cool stand like this. You want to get
So pretty much anything. I can go on this website, FPSSupply.com, and just get it.
Office supplies, they got it. You need a ink cartridge, they got it. You could go there for all your needs. I shop there. It's awesome.
Awesome. Make sure you guys check that out.
Heck yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. You can check it out when we get our website up at Coplaymedia.com. Let's go into another video that we're going to post on there.
Yes, I love these. We got another one from Dexter Doug and Eddie Bueno, Broforce review.
Broforce.
Hey guys, Dexter here with a game review for Broforce. Side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups have been around for a long time. The genre has seen many great ups and dismally depressing downs. But can Broforce entertain you enough to keep you from getting bored of that same tired old formula? I think it works. The game feels like The Expendables had a baby with Contra and with a hint of Dig Dug. You can find yourself anywhere from running and chucking an occasional grenade to even spelunking with a guy like McBrover and his endless supply of sticky bombs and, Thanksgiving nightmare bombs. The challenges of this game really involve avoiding falling rocks, random explosions, and this often happens while you're just trying to get your gun off. The worst one, though, is that merciless boss of all final levels. The fucking ladder. For 2 damn hours, I watched Drew fly away as my dumbass be torn asunder in his glory. Seriously, just get to the damn chopper, guys. But to be real, a lot of bros have interesting and unique attacks and specials. Many do feel a little too much the same. But I think this is redeemed when you get those special characters. You can do some really cool stuff, like with Neo, who can just fly through everything, or with Will Smith, who can blow everything to shit with his noisy cricket. There's so many bros that follow the same Machine Gun Man formula. The boss fights and events do get better as the game goes in. It's not always a straight fight, and sometimes you can even dig the boss's grave from right underneath their nose. The versus mode is alright. You can play with up to 4 people, but oftentimes it just ends up like a confusing bloodbath. co-op is really what shines in this game. And with PlayStation Plus, it's a done deal. This is a great game to literally shoot the shit to. A+.
You win. Perfect.
So what's up?
Perfect
What's up?
Indeed.
So what you think about Broforce, man? It's like the baby Contra.
You know what? I did not enjoy Broforce the first couple times of me playing it. You know, I didn't understand it. It was moving too fast for me. But once I really understood what it was,
Right.
I learned to appreciate what it could offer.
It kind of grows on you, right? Like Mercenary Kings, right?
It grows on you. Oh no, not like Mercenary Kings.
You see, I almost caught you right
You
there.
almost caught me with that. Nah, I'll never support Mercenary Kings. Makers of Mercenary Kings, kill yourself. But Broforce is a great game.
Yeah.
You know, I like how they pretty much rip off all action movies. You know, you got the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, you got the Will Smiths from Men in Black. You know, they take all these characters from all these action movies in an Expendables type way and throw them in the game and give them all sorts of powers and just let them loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a hardcore game.
It's
you know?
like a
Expendables.
Contra hardcore. Yeah, it's a good game. You know, they say bro in and around everything, but it's kind of funny. And you know, I would say go check it out, man. It's worth the cheap price of, what is it, $20?
Yeah, really cheap.
$20.
If you guys like those videos, make sure you check us out at coplaymedia.com. We're going to have plenty more game reviews, plenty more content. Just make sure you go on and check us out. Put your email address in so you're posting on the latest that we have given out
Stuff
to you guys.
that you want, man. Stuff that you need.
So real quick before we sign off, the bold predictions for 2017.
Anime is going to take over.
Anime is going to take over. Good one. How about this one? PSVR takes over. It's going to be more than a novelty. It's going to be more than just a gimmick. And it's actually going to be worth something. You know, I was trying to get one during Christmas time. Couldn't. It was like $1,100 online. I know, right?
Hey, it's hilarious.
Yep.
I don't even know why people even bother with PSVR.
You don't think it has a chance in 2017?
No, man.
Not at all?
Stupid. It's not there yet. It's not responsive there yet. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't look cool. It looks cool because it's a gimmick, but
It's not a gimmick. It is not.
It doesn't play fluidly. You know what I'm saying? I played a little Batman demo. It doesn't play fluidly. You got to click on stuff with your hands to go there. It's not cool.
It is cool, man.
No, it isn't.
On that note, we're going to sign off. It's Coplay Media.
This is D.
This is Zamboni right here on Rip Radio Network. Check us out.
Peace.